Alrighty, good morning. Hello, folks. It is much earlier than I normally make videos, so you might have to pardon a little bit of brain fuzz. But look, I actually just watched the Pokemon Presents. I have my coffee with me, and we're gonna. Well, I'm just gonna say what I think. That's what I'm gonna do. I've never done a video like this before. I've never done like an opinion video, but let's see how that goes. Pardon my lighting. My good lighting is set up on the other desk for Digimon purposes, so I've made do with a desk lamp. Whatever. I know there's a bit of flicker on the camera. Whatever. I'm so sick of faffing around with technology. I just want to make some videos. Let's just do it. So I've never talked about Pokemon on the channel in a big way before. So I guess by way of credentials, here is a Mew that I won in a claw machine at my local shopping centre last week in a stroke of luck. I've been quite lucky lately. I don't know, maybe I should buy like a lotto ticket or something. Mew and Mewtwo are my favorite Pokemon, and you know what? He can sit here. Mew and Mewtwo are my favorite Pokemon, and any of their merchandise is fair game to me. So yes. So I also have like these this little figurine, and I have for no reason whatsoever. I also have the Mewtwo Smash amiibo, but I don't play Smash, so I'm a fraud. I'm a sham. Sorry, I just had to muck around with my lighting a little bit. So it seems like Game Freak is actually starting to sort of listen to or begin to take notice of some of the discussions that have actually been happening among Pokemon fans in the last few years. People have been asking for an open world Pokemon game for ages, like for years and years and years. And when Breath of the Wild came out, I think those sorts of discussions were really brought to the fore, and people were like, "Well, how come Pokemon doesn't look like this?" So it's really cool that they've sort of cottoned on to the fact that that is viable and will probably look. It'll probably sell like hotcakes. Really, I get that it's hard with Pokemon because there are so many different kinds of fan. There are so many different age brackets of fan. There are so many different ways of experiencing Pokemon that as a result, everyone gets something different out of it. But like I've never been interested in the Pokédex. I've never ever once been interested in completing a Pokédex. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's too much hoo-ha. I've never been able to until recently, I've never been able to afford multiple games, like multiple games in the same generation. So it's like it's been really hard, and they're like, "Oh no, but you can trade and da 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 da." Da. But it's just, oh man, it's a lot of spoons. It's a lot of like mental. It's a lot of hoopla to me, and I'm actually just not interested in it on face value. Like I don't really care about having. I don't care. I don't care. That's not what I play Pokemon for. Anyway, I've already gone on a tangent. Anyway, hey, let's talk about the Sinnoh remake. I don't think Game Freak's original plan was to make a Sinnoh remake. I think like it's just been so long since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Like what has it been? Like 8 or 9 years or something? No, I can't do maths. 7 or 8, something like that. And I think there was a sense at Game Freak that Gen 4 didn't quite have the same weight as Gens 1 to 3, and that it wasn't as like iconic as generations 1 through 3. And we think of like the typical older Pokemon fan as being, someone of my generation who was born in like the early to mid 90s and who grew up on Gens 1 and 2. I mean, I grew up on Gen 2. I actually grew up watching others play Gen 2 because that's a separate story for a separate video, but I actually never played a Pokemon game until I was 19 myself. But I was rabid for the first movie. I was rabid for Mew and Mewtwo. I was rabid for the figurines and the cards, and I've got like 500 Pokemon cards or something like that. Um, and I watched the movies and all that other kind of stuff. So I was a fan. I just never actually played the games. Anyway, Gen 2. But I think Game Freak has realized that there's a huge contingent of you know, Gen Z who grew up on Diamond and Pearl, and they grew up on Gen 4, and there's a whole, like, I mean, I'm on Tumblr and there's a huge number of people who are on that Sino train, and who, they obviously have a lot of nostalgia for like the Nintendo DS rather than the Game Boy Color. I don't think that ever occurred to Game Freak. I think you think Pokemon nostalgia and you just think of Gen 1 and 2. And you think of Kanto and Johto and stuff like that. I think they've realized that there's tons of nostalgia for Gen 4 and also Gen 5, but we're not talking about that. I'll be real, I have like a smorgasbord of opinions on the execution of Gen 4, like the originals. That's a separate video. But you know what? Like, people are right when they talk about the mythology and the story and I guess the thought that's gone into Gen 4. Yeah, so like the art direction and the sort of bells and whistles in Gen 4, it's really well done in my opinion. It's rich in storytelling. It's something new. It's a snowy region. I have this thing about look, too much water in Pokemon. I have this thing about the obsession in Pokemon with like the ocean and stuff like I understand. I get why. I understand why. The ocean is a big deal in a lot of Japanese mythology, etc., etc., because Japan's an island. It's a series of islands, so that makes a lot of sense. I definitely had a sense of, man, I just want like a snowy Pokemon region, like something in the mountains, that sort of thing. And Sinnoh definitely does that. So, the concepts in Gen 4 are incredibly strong, and I'm so excited to see how that is going to look with updated graphics and updated ideas and updated stuff. For me, actually, the thing I've been thinking of is for me, actually, the original Gen 4 games, there was something about them. They were kind of slow moving, and like I know a lot of the UIs and the waiting times and stuff were really long and kind of annoying. And I'm really keen for some updates there. Like I'm really keen for like more modern waiting times and stuff like that. So in that way, I think the games were lacking like a little bit of polish, a little bit of sparkle, and I mean, hopefully it's 2021. Hopefully that's going to happen on the new ones. I'm not huge on the graphics of what looks like the Gen 4 remakes. I'm not huge on the graphics. I think it looks a little bit childish. Whenever I say this, I, yeah, my friends are like, "Oh, it is a kids game, like it is for children." Like I get that. I get it. I get it. I know. I know. I'm not one of those people who's like, you need to cater for the adults who are fans and da, da, da. I get it. I understand it's a children's game. But like the hands are really big and it looks kind of weird. I feel like I'm looking at something that was designed by the animators of Paw Patrol. I mean, they're obviously sort of reusing the Gen 6 type engine. Like it's not true open world. It doesn't have like true freedom of movement. If I look, there's probably a technical term for that. I don't know what it is. I just think it looks a little babyish. And I think there's a difference between having an art style that is, kid friendly and fun and cute, and like absolutely I'm all for like fun and cute art styles, but I think there's a difference between that and talking down to your audience. And you know what? I actually think that this does tie into a larger trend in Pokemon's feel and atmosphere and graphics that I have lots of opinions on, and that's a separate video as well. Because I think for a couple of years now, there has been a trend of babying it a little bit and babying the audience, and it feels, I don't know, because I'm not 5 anymore, but I can imagine actually being, I don't know, I'm just thinking back to when I was like 9 or 10. And I can imagine being a little bit like feeling a little bit talked down to because of the feel of it. Whatever. Let's move on from that. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus. Arceus. It's going to be Arceus for the rest of the video. Let's talk about this game. This looks phenomenal. This looks incredible. This looks like the thing that so many fans have been asking for so long. It is beautiful, it is intelligent, it is something different. It is taking advantage of concepts that Game Freak comes up with and not just like chucking them away for the next generation or the next like thing. It does not feel faddish or gimmicky. It looks really fascinating. It's a whole new different take on Pokemon. It's giving us an in into the history of the Pokemon world, the mythology of the Pokemon world. Yes, yes, yes. This is good storytelling, or it will be. I think. I hope. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, but I don't know. This thing for me, this is right up my alley. It's a little like it's like it's a little bit historical. It's a little bit we're not talking about a real universe here, but it's a little bit it looks more storied. It looks wild, it looks exploration heavy. It looks like it's open world. It looks like it has a bit more silence and a bit more thought to it. I really like that. The graphics look beautiful, but let's talk about that in a moment. And it's open world and there's Pokemon everywhere. It's just Pokemon hanging out. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm rambling. Um, the thing that I used to like tick these boxes prior to this was Pixelmon, like the Pixelmon mod in Minecraft, because I just wanted an experience where you're just like exploring a land on your own. There's freedom and you have Pokemon with you and you're building everything from the ground up, you're making everything from scratch, you're crafting Pokeballs, all that other kind of stuff. So that, I have a real like craving for that, and I'm really hoping that this new game is going to satisfy that. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. It may not. I don't want to, like, again, I don't want to jump the gun and get my hopes up, but you know what? I am unabashedly excited about this. I mean, something that I really like about Minecraft is its silence and its freedom and it's just the freedom, like that you can do anything and you can make anything and everything is up to you. And it feels to me, I don't know, there's a real sense of authenticity to it. I don't know if that makes sense or anything, but whatever. So, like the idea of just exploring this huge world with a few Pokemon, like really exploring it, going to the wild places, like almost camping out with your Pokemon, making everything from scratch with your bare hands. Loved the wild area in Sword and Shield. For the most part, I just wish it was bigger and I wish it made more sense. Like I wish that the weather didn't change when you took one step into a new area, whatever. But this looks amazing. Like, yes, yes, yes. So, like, in contrast to the look and the feel of the Sino remake, I'm actually really looking forward to this game. It's not, not the graphics or everything. I mean, I love Minecraft, and so obviously this game seems like it has a different target audience to the Sino remakes. Looks like it's more directed towards older fans. I dig that. It seems like it has a bit more of a serious tone. I'm really like I'm looking forward to that. Not that Pokemon has to be serious. It's Pokemon. Like, come on. But it's also not it's also deserving of self-respect, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's to me, like the core concepts of Pokemon really early on were exploration, nature, wild places, animals, because that's what you're doing. You're traveling around with animals in regions, and that's the aim of the game. A lot of people play Pokemon for the story. That's cool. That's fine. A lot of people play Pokemon for the Pokédex. That's cool. That's fine as well. I think this game is definitely directed towards the crowd who just kind of want to go back to a simpler, more exploration heavy, more nature heavy type Pokemon experience. And I love that. And I'm really looking forward to this. And the soundtrack sounds phenomenal. Phenomenal. I am super keen on, I guess, a more subdued, a more subtle approach to the soundtrack. I'm really, really, really keen for that. Folks, I'm beyond excited about both of these games, especially Legends Arceus. I'll probably be doing a playthrough of both of them on the channel at some point, I think. I really can't wait. I am very, very keen to try these games. I know they're both like a while off yet, but yeah, those are my thoughts about where Pokemon is going. For those of you who are, I guess, my more regular viewers, I know that I know that I've gone AWOL for some time. I guess I'm in the process of getting back on the video train, and I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So, I've got a few unpublished episodes of some Digimon videos. I'm going to get back into Stardew Valley pretty shortly. I'm just about to get into Bewitchment, the 1.16 update. It's the mod for Minecraft. I'm very, very excited about that too. So there's good stuff coming. Thank you for joining me. I will catch you later. Cheers.